Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today I got a very important update for you all on the Ripple v SEC lawsuit. But also, guys, I just made some crazy amount of profit on the Bitcoin trade that I just talked about in my previous video, which came out about gonna say 45 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes, something like that ago. So I want to quickly talk about that right here as well before we move on, as this was an insane pick. Alright, so I posted a couple of different things on Twitter. For example, Bitcoin just hit a major bottom. Will we bounce from here? And I also posted, let's quickly check this out. I just opened a Bitcoin long position. We'll explain it in my next video why. And a couple of people, funny enough, were commenting wrecked when I was checking it out, when I basically made this video right here calling the Bitcoin most important Bitcoin bottom right now, massive crypto news. Basically, there was a very nice juicy dip going on for the Bitcoin price. I was buying this. I just literally made the video about it, and I just want to quickly state, yeah, that was a pretty good move as of this point. I also saw a couple of people being skeptical about this level right here. I'm calling it a massive move, massive bottom, because again, you can see how it just bounced straight up like that. Crazy juicy. And I think we just made, over $100,000 here in a couple of minutes. I guess it's been an hour or two, which is it's definitely pretty nice. Okay, I'm being actually a little bit overzealous. We made about $52,000 off of this one trade, which is still only in a couple of minutes, hours or so, as I put in $130,000 with 15x leverage, and it's about 4% profit I am estimating right now on the trade. And again, that is so with 15, no wait, it's actually more than, calculating. All right, so let's do the math. $130,000 of my own money times 15 would be that the trade was worth about $2 million, okay? That's the baseline. So we put $130,000 in, we got ourselves about 4% worth of profit, but I'm gonna say that since it's 15x, so we do 4 times 15 just for the ease of use is 60%. So out of 130,000 times 0.6 is about $80,000 worth of profit in, again, a couple of hours after a nice little bottom. At first, not gonna lie to you, I actually wanted to change my video up to quickly include my section where I basically say, and I'm buying, blah, blah, blah. But I just wanted to get this video out as soon as possible. And then I wanted to record a video straight afterwards and post it again. But things just went too quickly as the bottom came in and it bounced right up. Now, I'm not going to say that we're just going to continue on to pump forever or anything like that. Again, you can check back the video, listen to what I said. Even this bottom does not have to hold. It doesn't have to hold forever. But there was a very high probability that it was turning around. I'm going to give one shout out here real quick to Martini guy right here, as he opened a significant position as well. I think he put in $30,000 as well right now. And let's see, he put in about $33,000, which equals about 1.1 million with his leverage that he used. And that's, again, a nice, juicy amount of profit right now, which, again, for both of us has been pretty nice. Again, my amount of money is significantly more, but he used some very significant leverage, which I would never try to do. This is very insane, but that's the power of leverage trading. And again, guys, a link is down below for Bybit. Yes, again, a link is always going to be down below for Bybit, and that's the exchange you use for leverage trading. Here's, for example, our YouTube account. We can quickly see how this one is doing as well. I don't think it's doing too well, but you can see our Bitcoin trade is in about 10% worth of profit. Our XRP trade in about 170% worth of profit. And remember, guys, this is the account where I basically only trade when we're doing live streams. Right now, we're not doing live streams, so I'm not actually trading anything at all. And as I said before, there's a difference between my personal account, the one that I own, and this one. The reason I don't show the personal account is for a lot of reasons, which I described 1,000 times before, and I don't actually like to talk about it. It's only now that it's such a big coincidence, I think, that we really called it out perfectly like that I kind of could not let go of this, right? But let's dive into Ripple and XRP stuff. All right, so here's where you all came for, right? The Ripple XRP stuff. First of all, Brad Garlinghouse. And I'm sorry, guys, but I was too excited. I couldn't let go. The truth is out for everyone to read. What we see is that the SEC waited 8 years to decide they disagreed with this analysis, decimating thousands and thousands of XRP holders who they purport to protect in the process. So much for being mission-driven. The conclusion of these now public 2012 memos is clear. XRP do not constitute securities, yada, yada, yada. I just want you all to remember, right now is one of the most critical points, in my own opinion, to buy and hold from this point forward XRP, mostly because now it looks to be set in stone that we're basically going to be winning this. And again, the CEO is saying it, but most of the guys are saying it. Everything right now is on the table, and it's just a really, if you ask me, right, not financial advice, my own opinion, small probability that the SEC can come up with such a strange new narrative in which Ripple would all of a sudden lose. At least if you ask me, I don't really see the chance of that happening anymore. It's just. Then again, right now, the most important decision is happening too. Check it out. Ripple SEC lawsuit. This might be the biggest decision for XRP per John Deaton. He said over on Twitter, Judge Nedburn's decision on the motion for reconsideration, which again is to just basically rethink a choice that you've made, will be the biggest decision in the Ripple case. I say this because I don't believe the motion to strike the fair notice defense is a significant one because the judge isn't deciding. With response to Ripple, I don't know what WR. All right, so it could be whatever. It could be with respect. WR Ripple had fair notice, but only WR it can argue it. With respect, it can argue it, or with reason. There's so many different things that WR can mean. Maybe there's one in the legal, jargon that it always means, but I honestly do not know. I think we have the tweet open here as well. We have it open here. It's a thread. So it's John Deaton always goes on like this, and it usually takes a couple of minutes out of your day to update yourself what John Deaton has said over on Twitter, as he usually goes on a pretty big rant, but it's important. He knows a lot of this stuff. The reconsideration motion relates to the 63 emails containing drafts and comments regarding the Hinman ETH is no longer a security speech. The final version of the speech discusses both Bitcoin and ETH. The final version does not refer or mention XRP. XRP consistently battled ETH for the number 2 crypto behind Bitcoin. In January 2018, 6 months before the Hinman speech, XRP hit an all-time high above $3, making it the world's second largest crypto. What are the chances of XRP not being raised at all in any of these 63 emails? What are the chances that at least one person in the email chain brought up XRP? One person in the email chain could have posed a very reasonable question such as, what about XRP? Now, when someone understands how ETH was created and utilized and how XRP was created and utilized, it becomes very logical to ask. For example, attorney Wendy Moore, a partner of Perkins Coie, a law firm very knowledgeable of both ETH and XRP, asked that very same question right there, a little bit ago. To be blunt, once you understand both ETH and XRP, it's impossible not to ask that question. Joseph Grundfest, who helped the ETH founders, explained that this to the SEC in December of 2020. The Perkins Coie lawyers who advised both platforms raised the same question. It's fair to assume that XRP was brought up in one of those emails, and we know that on June 13, 2018, a memo analyzing XRP was a security who had been completed and did not recommend enforcement. If true, the mere fact that XRP was mentioned in the email is exculpatory. If Judge Nedburn ultimately rules that the emails must be turned over, it is huge. Don't forget, even if the SEC persuades her that the emails are covered under the DPP, she can still pierce the privilege and order the documents produced. If she rules the emails privileged but orders the SEC to produce them still, it means XRP is referred to and or the evidence is indeed exculpatory. If judge believes evidence is exculpatory and Ripple has no other means of obtaining the evidence, she will pierce the privilege. If she overturns her previous ruling and decides the emails are privileged but doesn't pierce the privilege, the emails, although helpful to Ripple, are likely not as big as we perceive. The reconsideration will be the biggest decision in the case, short of dispositive motions. Ooh, right? Ooh. Okay. So, that is pretty juicy. Somebody asked, what's the exact date for this? At the end of the day, I don't think we know when the result's going to come out. The 24th is... my dates are actually a little bit wonky this time around. I usually am really good with all the exact dates for the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit, but in this case, I'm not exactly sure what dates are for what anymore, because what we've been seeing is that, there are a lot of documents that have to be produced, but not necessarily the judge's decision has to be on a specific day, right? So we can see the motion for reconsideration itself potentially that day, which is just why exactly that the judge would have to, for example, reconsider something, but maybe not the result, because I don't think there's a set date for when the judge should reply by, right? Doesn't make a lot of sense. And again, just John Deaton, I've been watching him everywhere, just talk about all the different sides about it all. He's been a beast over on Twitter. Look at this. Exactly the point here. If XRP was ever an investment contract with Ripple, it would have been most likely 1 in 2012. Yet the legal conclusion was that it was not. As each year passed, the XRP ecosystem grew, and XRP became less and less of an investment contract of Ripple. So, in theory, it should have become less of a security, not more, when ETH, for example, at the start was definitely security and they didn't care, because right now it's not. So it doesn't make sense for XRP to be like, you know what, at the start we said you weren't, but now we're thinking you are, so yeah. Because that doesn't make sense when in reality, again, following almost all of their prongs, it gets less and less of a security with time. If the case was about enforcing security laws in a fair and impartial manner, the case would have settled a year ago. Ripple would agree to pay related to sales of XRP between 2013 and 17, with the SEC agreeing ongoing and future sales of XRP are not securities. But the things are definitely not following the normal way right now. I think that's most crucial to say here. Things are not moving in the normal fashion which we thought or should think they are, and it's just a sad world. Then again, I want to quickly take a look at our trade. Yeah, I might not make another video today, guys. This was a very juicy day. It's not actually about the money. It's about the fact that I did call it out on YouTube and did call it out on Twitter, because you got to remember, I trade quite a significant amount. But to actually portray a bottom like this over on my channel or over on Twitter, that feels 1,000,000 times more satisfying than actually making a good trade. I could have made 50 times as much money in one day. It wouldn't have made me as happy as I did today, purely because I had it out there on YouTube. And you guys know, I always take up my losses. I always say when I'm right and when I'm wrong. We were right with the short position in terms of our hedge, basically. It was a smart move. We're also right with this long. I've had a couple of misses in the midst, you know, and if it's my own personal account, I usually don't share it because I don't share the wins, don't share the losses. It is only when I call it out here, when something goes wrong, that I'll also just always honestly tell, because at the end of the day, we're trying to make money. We're not trying to be always right, you know? You will always be wrong sometimes, at least. I think that's definitely fair to sometimes be wrong, as long as the end result is nice. But yeah, this is one of the most satisfying moments I've ever had on the YouTube channel. If it was a live stream, it would have been even better, because then more people would have seen it instantly. That's the unfortunate part with me making a Bitcoin video. But I thought, hey, the Bitcoin price is specifically looking at this spot right here. That's why I called it. This is the most important Bitcoin bottom right now. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm going to do some fun stuff today. I'm not exactly sure what. I'm going to party a little bit, maybe, something like that. You know, celebrate with the family a little bit. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but wow, this has been a good day. Let me know down below if you took the trade as well. Did you take my Twitter, I guess, post seriously? Did you not? Let me know down below. Yeah, wow. That is happy. Happy days right now. Happy days. So take care, everybody. Have a nice day. And wow, that's a good. This was good.